Yes.
If you want to know what to do with your bird feeders, we will answer that.
Happy chaos, that's our song. Loud and wild, but where we belong. Life's a sermon, love's the verse. Blessings big and a little reverse. Happy chaos, yeah, bring it on.
Welcome to Happy Chaos. I was expecting you to do. You were going to say, welcome to Happy Chaos.
Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins.
Oh.
Welcome to Happy Chaos, where the chaos is happy and the happy is chaos.
Oh, goodness. This is episode 43, which
It's
I am
as
not
old as
yet.
Kelly.
Which I am not yet. He is trying me so hard, y'all.
Just wait till you see this reel that we're about to make. I can't wait to make that one.
He
That
picks
one's going
on
to be
me so
funny.
much.
I don't pick on her so much.
About my age, yes, you do. But anyways.
She just likes younger men. A younger man. Singular. Don't look at me.
I swear. I'm Kelly. This is Justin. Husband and wife. Widower, widow. Now married. Over a year.
Over a year.
Yeah. We're on year 2.
We're snowed in, so we're just having the time of our lives
Yes,
over
we
here.
are.
Watching football games.
And breaking apart fights.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny to watch because then I think, well, what's my thing? I don't know if I'm the only one that does this. Like, I constantly think, well, what's me then? If I see this in other people.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching as all of the kids are kind of going stir crazy and they're getting at each other. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, but wait a minute, then what am I doing? Like, am I getting edgy or something?
No.
I don't feel like I have.
Mm-mm.
I feel like I've been good. But
Mhm.
anyways, I mean, it happens to the best of us. But she did make me peanut butter cookies and
homemade bread.
homemade bread.
Yeah.
It's hard to
That
be.
probably helped.
It's hard to get edgy when you've had peanut butter cookies and homemade bread. All them carbs and sugars.
Oh, goodness.
I got the sugars.
You got the sugars. The sugar.
See, I knew you were gonna like that statement. You weren't gonna see it the same way.
Nope. Never.
Kelly is in love with love. Anything that has to do with love, or if it's mushy or cute or sappy. And honestly, the sappier the better. Like I like dogs that are ugly dogs.
Yeah.
I think the uglier the dog is, the cuter the dog is. Like what is my dream dog? If I was gonna spend a stupid amount of money on a dog, what would I do?
An English bulldog.
An English bulldog.
That can skateboard, that has googly eyes, and his tongue hangs out of his mouth.
And he's got a snaggle tooth.
And a snaggle tooth.
Yeah, I want him to have a lazy eye, snaggle tooth, tongue sticks out a little bit, rides a skateboard, and I want to name him something after food.
Pork chop.
Pork chop would be great. Pork chop, jelly bean, just bean. He could be bean.
But you have to be able to skateboard right alongside him.
That's fine. They're not doing
You're getting older.
They're not doing ollies and grinds. They're just pushing
I
it.
know, but a fall is a fall when you're over 40. It'll put you down for weeks.
Anyways, that's what I want in a bulldog. Just because the uglier they are, the cuter they are. Look at that face on that face of mama could love.
And so with me, the sappier the love, the better.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it's to the point of full on corny, Kelly's like, oh, look, they made a keychain with peanut butter and jelly and said we're meant to be.
It's so cute. I love the peanut butter and jelly one.
See, the sappier, the better.
It's true.
We're talking about marriage today on Happy Chaos.
Hold on, let's go back to Snowed In.
Oh yeah.
Because they predicted us to have Snowmageddon, which I didn't buy into Snowmageddon, but I thought for sure, looking at the radar, we were going to get 12 plus inches. And that was my guess, 12 plus inches.
Yeah.
We got 7.5 by the time the day was done.
And we went and shoveled the driveway, and Kelly got a good view of what
7.5 inches is like shoveling, even though it was only 5.5 inches when we were shoveling the driveway.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of like how annoying it is. You know, when it's like 2 inches of snow and you got there and you shovel.
We're
off
out
the
there,
driveway.
both of us, half hour. We got the
Yeah.
driveway done.
But we were out there, so grand total, it took us almost 2 hours
Yeah.
to shovel the driveway just
And that
because.
was shifts of people.
Yeah.
That was me, him, and Elijah, me, him, Jeremiah. Then me and him went in,
And Jeremiah and Elijah.
finished.
Well, no, they didn't totally finish because we went out on the pool
Yeah.
and then I came
then
back.
you went out and finished.
And so, but still, I mean, it was the type that you have to like scoop and throw. You know, you couldn't just push it away.
I pushed it away.
But then you're just pushing, and then you got to push the same spot 3 times, and so either way, it still takes 3
Yeah.
times as long.
It does.
And so I told her, I'm telling you, in '93 we had like over 20 inches, like 24 inches or something like that. And
If that happens, we are sitting our happy selves,
our happy chaos behinds.
yes, in this house and waiting for it to melt.
No,
Yes. I
Oh.
am not shoveling 24 inches
you
of
don't.
snow.
You don't have to shovel 1 inch of snow. I've never asked you to shovel snow. I will
know.
shovel the snow,
I
but
like
I'm.
going out there and helping, but that I do not. Like yesterday, 5.5 inches was like, no, this is.
Her
This is
problem
the worst.
is that she doesn't want to be a part. Even if it's she's in the house and I'm outside on the driveway, she doesn't want to be a part at all. So if
Or maybe I'm just helpful.
babe, I love this quality about you. I'm not dogging on you right now. I'm just saying that you want me to stay inside with you. And if I go outside, then you're like, dang it, now I got to go outside with him. And I am not making you shovel snow. I will shovel all the snow.
I think that was more so like maybe up until we're 6 months into marriage. And then I'm like, oh, he can go do that, and I can do this. Will it be hard for me? Yes. Yes, it will.
I used to have this pug. Her name was Josie.
Oh my gosh, babe.
And so the pug did not want to go outside. The pug didn't want to go outside. But he also didn't, also didn't want you to go outside. And so if you went outside and you tried to call her, she would like, do this little snorty thing at you because she didn't want to go. But then if you went on out and you shut the door and then you're like out in the backyard or something, you'd hear her howling in the house. She'd do this like this little gurgling. You come in, he's like, Josie, what are you doing? Come out here. She didn't want to come outside. She wanted you to be inside with her. She had separation anxiety.
Are you saying I'm like Josie?
No, I was just telling a story about my old pug. Look at the violence. Look at the violence.
You're so mean. I'm not like Josie, just so we
I
know.
was telling
I don't
a
sit
story.
and cry inside when he's outside.
I was telling a story about my pug.
I'm inside making bread for him and making cookies for him. I'm in the kitchen like a good wife should be.
Oh boy, here we go. I didn't say that either. You ladies come at her.
You can come at me all you want. I am so anti-feminism, it's not even funny. I think a good woman makes her husband food and treats and goods. I'm not like this hardcore on the other side where I'm like, oh, you have no voice, you have no this, but to a certain extent I am. No woman should ever have a position of authority.
Unhappy chaos today. We're talking.
President. You can't be led by emotion, which God created us a different way. You cannot be led by emotion and run the country. You cannot. We weren't going to talk about conspiracies and government, but
Listen.
today we are.
There are times that I'm wise enough to know what not to get in on, and I'm not getting in on this one. I'm not weighing in on
I know
it.
you don't want to have a bunch of people after you. You can come after me. It's okay.
You just-
Those are my beliefs, but I think a majority of our viewers feel the same way for the most part. So
Probably some. I could probably name the ones that are not going to.
I could too.
You know what? Like, I think for me, it's just a choose my battles moment. Like,
Yeah.
I am not here right now for that. We said we were going to have a happy, fun episode.
Now get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
I've never said anything like that, ever.
Oh, it's so funny.
Although, I mean, a breakfast sandwich sounds good, kind of good. Is there a choice on the type of sandwich? Or
I think that if I had a man telling me stuff like that, I would fight back because
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You're in that position where you're like, I don't have to do that.
right.
Like, I
And so I want to serve my husband.
Right, see?
I think that's the way it goes. Like if you have a good husband who leads the family well,
Good point.
you'll have a good wife that comes behind and serves the family well. So, anyways,
I know that the book gets a lot of controversy. I mean, I remember a church getting in a lot of heat for supporting the book a long time ago, but there's a book called Love and Respect, and man,
I have that book, but I've never read it.
it's worth the read. Very interesting. When you start to read it, you're like, man, it really makes a whole lot of sense.
I'll have to read it.
Yeah. Anyways, okay.
So he said we're not getting Snowmageddon.
I said from the beginning,
We're not going to get anything
Well, I said that in like the kind of
in the
more,
heat of the moment.
yeah, in the more joking, like sarcastic. We're not going to get anything at all. But when we put pen to paper and said, all right, what's the snow totals? And we're all
He
taking our
said
guesses.
No more than 6 inches.
I said it would be under 6 inches. And we were 7.5. I was by default, if we're
close but wrong.
she just loves the fact that she can say I'm wrong.
You have
about
no
something.
idea how much he antagonized me and Phoebe this weekend.
Even when we went out in the snow to shovel, we had a tape measure and we kept measuring spots and it kept coming up 5 and 5.5. And I was like, it's okay. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay. It happened. I can see her getting mad even now.
It was all weekend long though, you guys. We went to Kroger and it was supposed to be snowing. Like the radar was showing snow on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. It was 12 o'clock. Radar showed snow over us. There was 0 snow. And I'm like, and he's like, it's okay. I mean,
Then I was like looking out. I was like, look at all this snow. But we were in the drive-through of Starbucks for Kelly, and
I did not ask for this. He asked me if I would like one,
you're worried
and
people
I was
are
gonna
come at you about the
yes,
Starbucks
and
thing.
he said, if you make me bread, I'll buy you a Starbucks.
It was a deal.
Mm-hmm.
I got bread out of it.
I got a Starbucks out of it.
Right. So there you have it.
But
But
I
I think
didn't ask
that I
for it.
think the employees in Starbucks were laughing at us because I was like I was like, look at all this snow. But of course I'm in the car, but the window between, and so they couldn't quite see what we were talking about. So they probably just saw my
Yeah.
overacting.
And so then we get home and the snow started.
And then it was
And
like
it was,
a half
it was,
inch.
It was like this light flurry for hours. Hours. I'm like, this is a joke. You guys acted like it was going to be like torrential, 2 inches an hour, and it's not even a half an inch an hour.
Yeah.
And then by the evening, it was still, we went to bed and you could still see grass blades. And then the next morning we woke up and everything was covered.
And honestly, this is how snow goes for Kentucky weathermen.
And we still shut
it's-
down over 5.5 to 7.5 inches.
Well, hold on. No, we shut down. I mean, I could show you the text messages. I had people in the neighborhood near the church. The problem was the road going into the church was
No, I don't mean church. I mean the town.
I got
Shut
you.
down.
Well, all they had to do was just keep plowing it. But
Right.
for whatever reason,
They-
I don't understand this. They're like, yeah, labor's high. Turn the plows off. I will never understand that.
Yeah.
It is so much easier to plow something
Yep.
that has been plowed. It's so much
Yes.
easier to scrape something that's been scraped. So just keep scraping it as you go. They scraped it at like 7 o'clock at night when there was an inch on the ground, but then they didn't come through for the whole rest of the
Nope.
night.
They put up pictures of 71
Yeah.
and nothing.
Yeah.
Even today, they just started plowing at like 8 o'clock this morning.
Right. So I don't understand what that's about. But and don't talk about because they got to pay the guys double or triple time to do it overnight or to do it on the weekend or something. Y'all spend money. The state and the county spend money.
To have guys sitting picking their nose and eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the side of the road for years.
Picking their nose.
Yes.
I've never seen them pick. I mean, I'm sure they do. There's probably there.
They're up in their heated tractor, feet up on the dash, picking their
their
nose
nose.
and eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on their phone.
Hopefully with different hands. They ain't got no wash station in this. It's hopefully not the same hand, like holding the peanut butter and jelly and getting.
Oh, God. Why do you have jelly on your nose?
No. I don't even know what we're talking about. Right? Like, how did we get here? This is what happens. Stop. You're gonna make me laugh. We're not gonna be able to cut all this. You're adding to the workload. Stop it.
I'm sorry. Oh gosh, okay. Get it
Look,
together.
I'm trying
Get
to
it
say,
together.
I'm trying to
Get
tell
it
them,
together.
I'm trying to tell them about what happens with Kentucky weather. They make everything sound like, I'm telling you, what they did was they got marketers, they got marketing people. This is a conspiracy of mine, but I think they just were like, all right, we need good marketing people for the weather. The weather is the most boring part. Nobody's watching the news for the weather. And now they've made it that even though we're all on social media, nobody's even really watching the news like that anymore unless you're over 50. And so, nobody's tuning into news channels to get their
Right.
news.
That's because no one has cable television anymore.
Right. I remember being a kid and being annoyed that it was 5:00. And so that meant you couldn't watch anything good because it was all going to be news.
Oh, see, I used to love to get up. My mom would be up drinking her coffee at 5 a.m. watching the news, and I would get up and sit next to her and just watch the news.
That tracks. There's not one part of that didn't track. I totally believe that story. But
Oh gosh.
no, I meant 5 in the evening.
Oh.
You had your afternoon stuff.
Your show's cut off at 4.
Yeah, whether
Yeah.
it was Boy Meets World or
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell or Wonder Years. We weren't allowed to watch the Wonder Years.
I was.
I don't know why we weren't allowed to watch the Wonder Years. I told you about the one time I snuck in the basement and watched the Wonder
You
Years.
felt so guilty.
I felt terrible. I was like, I watched the Wonder Years. Power Rangers, that was also
Couldn't
on.
watch that either.
Oh, I was allowed to watch Power Rangers.
I was not.
I do remember though. So I was watching the Power Rangers, and then my mom, she gets this letter in the mail, and she opens it, and she's like, "Oh, your cards are in," and she's like, "Look, you're a member of the Fox 41 Kids Club," and I was like, "You signed me up for that? That's so embarrassing." And she's like, "I thought you would like it," and I'm like, "I don't want to be part of the kids club."
I can totally see this.
Like anybody would know that I was part of the kids club. Like,
Oh gosh.
I'd have a card and everything. Yep. So I never.
I could see that.
I don't
in
even know
tracks.
I don't even know what happened with that card. I just remember being panicked. I was like, "You can't sign me up for stuff and not tell me about it."
Oh, this guy.
All right, Kentucky Snow. They just use marketing. They're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's it's going to be this." It's always that. Whether if it's even with rain. I mean, if you pay attention to the way that they describe the rain, and I go, if you just pause for a second, it's going to be a lot of water. It's going to rain. Okay, yep, it's going to be some thunderstorms. All right,
We do not get thunderstorms here.
not like you do in Florida.
I don't even know if I've been through a thunderstorm here.
Yes, you have.
Oh, I have. Tornado sirens.
Yeah, I mean, we had one. I remember this past year when we were married, and we had one. And you were like, "Did you hear that thunder last night?"
Oh, that's right.
So we definitely have them, but they're sporadic.
And very rare.
They're not very
not like
rare.
not
They're
like
just,
Florida.
They're just
Florida clockwork, 3:00 every afternoon.
Okay, right. So they're not. There's not a regularity to them.
Yeah.
But they're. I would say throughout the year, you do get a dozen of them.
Yeah.
So once a month or so, it seems like we're getting one. I've never been in a thunder snowstorm though. I've heard of it. I've never been through it.
We were supposed to have that the other night, Saturday night, but that did not happen.
But anyways, I'm like, okay, so there's going to be some booms in the sky. All right, this
Yeah.
thunderstorms were but I don't know. I'm not scared of storms. I'm not. And when they start doing this stuff, when they start, this whole weekend, y'all, they prepped us for the worst of the worst.
They said it was going to be like the 1994.
Right. And they've done that multiple times. I feel like at least once a year, the Bunny Bread calls up Kroger and it's like, "Hey, sales." And so
Bunny bread flies off the shelf, so use something else
I'm just
all the time.
right, but
Wonder Bread.
I'm just saying somebody somewhere is calling Kroger's like, "All right, we'll get it," and then they just
Yeah.
call the weather guy and they're like, "Hey, tell them it's gonna snow real bad, like 94." And then there were stores getting completely wiped out of stuff because people were scared. I'm like, what are you scared of? Even if we get it's crazy 24 inches of snow, can you honestly, are you telling me that you only have 24 hours worth of food in your house? I don't believe.
In our case, yes.
Oh, bull. Even we could go an entire 2 weeks.
The kids would freak out.
They'd freak out, but we'd survive. We would make it. Yes, at some point you're going to eat the box of noodles that everybody's avoiding or the cereal that nobody wants, but we're going to make it in the
For
end.
sure. But the kids will freak out.
The only thing that I can understand the idea of, even like with the milk, people are like, oh, milk and eggs, but you got to get milk and eggs. Listen, y'all, the only reason we don't get enough milk at once is because I don't want to have a milk refrigerator.
Yes.
We
We
buy,
get 3 to 4 gallons at a whack.
and then we do that twice a week.
Yes.
So, we're going through 8 gallons of milk a week.
Luckily,
Sure.
it's cheaper here than it is in Florida.
Yeah, it's not a bad price. So I'm not fussing about that, but it's just an amount of milk. I don't have a refrigerator to put 8 gallons
As is, we
of
have
milk.
2 refrigerators, and they're both full.
Yeah, normally I'll get 4 gallons of milk, and then I'll put one gallon in the one refrigerator, and then 3 gallons in the other refrigerator. And 3 gallons of milk take up a lot of room in your fridge. So,
Yep.
anyways,
Anyways.
marketing, that's all it is. They just get
So
you.
we're snowed in, and I love
We're not
it.
even snowed in today. We will be able to.
Oh,
as
we're
a-
going on the road today.
I was going to say, not only will we be able to go out today,
We're
Kelly
going
will
to.
want to go out today. She'll be like, let's just go drive around and look at the snow.
I won't buy anything, and then we end up at Costco with a $300 bill.
You are wanting to go to Costco.
I know. Because we have to go. It's not because I want to. Okay, I do want to go. But
She wasn't able to spend anything yesterday. Anything.
I gave him his no spend day.
Did you get anything on Amazon?
No, not yesterday. This morning I just ordered my coffee because I have
Wow.
one pod left.
So we did. So we went a whole day.
A whole day.
Good job.
Actually, maybe 2 days.
We didn't go
order
to-
I didn't order anything the day before either.
that we went over to Kroger. We just said you got a Starbucks when it wasn't snowing.
I didn't get that. You got that.
Babe, we spent our money on.
So then you have a spending problem.
I do not have a spending
If
problem.
it's our problem, and our money and our spending.
If we're gonna say it in those ways, you could say I have a saving problem. If I'm
And I don't have a spending problem. I have a gifting problem.
you can decide on me all you want. It's not gonna change it. You have a spending problem.
No, I know.
Yes, you do.
I've done really well. I will have you know.
Okay, I will. Now, granted, I will give you that. So we have a Kroger credit card. We use that credit card for pretty much gas and groceries.
And it's just to get fuel points. We don't ever let the interest go on it. Like we pay the full bill every month
I've
on
had-
the due date.
Yeah, I've had this card for 3 years now. I have never not paid the whole balance at 28 days. I pay it at the 28-day mark. I have it to auto draw. Now the problem is I have to really monitor it. I have to watch it to make sure that I'm not going to, overdraw something or hurt
Right,
something.
because usually it's like $4,500 a month.
Yeah,
And this month,
it was $2,500. That's a good savings.
that's a really good saving.
And don't come at me and be like, you're spending $4,500 a month in gas and groceries. We are not trying to spend that much.
We
in
have
gas.
9 people in this house.
I know, and sometimes.
And sometimes we have a lot more than that, and especially lately with
So sometimes, like an example would be, Christmas. We had Christmas with our family over.
and we had 27 people here.
Yeah, that one meal, making the stuff and getting everything here, that one meal cost us about $500
Yeah.
to have food for everybody. If you put everything together, all the stuff that we got, could we have done it for cheaper than that? Well, sure, yeah,
Maybe
we
we
probably,
could have served up some PB&Js.
yeah. Well, I mean, we could have, but we wanted to do a nice dinner for everybody, and we did. It's not like we took everybody out to, a steakhouse or something. We made the food
I mean,
here.
we probably could have.
Do what? Probably could have. It's also one of those scenarios where you're like, okay, well, to get enough of this, and then we need to make this, or whatever. Then it's like, well, there's $80 for that, or there's,
Yes.
Whatever.
Very much so.
we just bought popcorn chicken for the kids the other day, which is
Oh, this was funny. We were at the store. He was with me, which is very rare. And how much did we spend on popcorn chicken?
well, it was $8 a bag on sale. It was normally $10 a bag on sale, $2 off a bag if you got 5 or more. And so we got 5 of them. And then I'm like, 5 bags at $8 a bag. That is $40 in popcorn chicken.
And I said, welcome to our week of chicken.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think I need you to come with me more often so you can see the
Oh,
intake of chicken.
Hold on. I'm not doubting you. I mean, now granted, I was buying food for 5 kids and then, one moved out and then one started working all the time and then we got married and then, now we brought in more. So I've not had to go to the grocery for the whole, all of us, the Happy Chaos bunch.
Yeah.
But, so I haven't seen that. But I definitely have seen big grocery bills. I remember when I had all 5 in the house and, I didn't have, because like I said, I've got one working now that he hardly even eats here. But that I remember going to the store and I would grab from the beginning, I would just grab 2 carts and I would pull one and push one. And that way I would have enough room to fill the carts up.
And I'll Jenga that thing. I will stack it. And when I'm checking out, they're like, would you like another cart? And I'm like, no, I got it all in this first one. I will get it in the second one. Here, you step back and let me just.
Why? Why not just go for the second cart?
Because
why? What is that?
when you could get it all in one cart, why would you go for 2? Why would I want to
So you don't
try and
smash
push and
things,
pull?
or-
I don't smash anything.
Life is a lot easier with the second cart.
It's not though.
Yes, it is.
No, that it's overwhelming when I think about it.
Oh, but like going out the little track when it bumps and you've got stuff
I
that's
gotta go
tipping out
really
the
slow.
Okay, right. That's overwhelming. That's overwhelming. 2 carts not overwhelming.
Agree to disagree.
Oh boy.
I know.
Are
So
we-
today we're talking about marriage.
Are we reading comments? today?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Babe, we're like 30 minutes in. We haven't-
This is happy chaos.
Okay. We're in a mood today, Kelly and I. And
Yeah, I'm not. I'm in a good mood.
I'm in a good mood too. I'm not in a bad mood.
All right, let's see. Oh, I love that beginning. What did you guys think of his little pizza beginning?
Did I tell you all this? Did I tell you all that we went through? If you go to our page and then you go to the videos, it says Reels. But if you go to the videos, so go to the Facebook page, go to the Reels, and then if you just scroll through the intros, the Happy Chaos intros that are there, and just watch just until the music starts, we were cracking up at our little intros.
Yeah. So Karen Gilreath said, "Do you recycle?" We do not, but that might be a good idea.
She was talking about because we the can situation.
Yes.
So you know what? Maybe
we could get a can.
get a recycling can to get another can.
Yes.
To be completely honest, I don't know where we stand on the recycling thing. I'm pretty sure it's all a big fraud.
Yeah.
Like all the other fraud that's going on. Let's recycle it, and then they,
Yeah.
I don't think they're recycling anything. I think they're burning most of it.
For sure.
But
But it might give us an extra can, and we could put milk jugs and cardboard. But we burn our stuff too.
I would
cardboard.
rather throw it in a can and put the can out on Fridays
Yeah.
than have to go out there and go burn it, and then I smell like smoke and got to go shower.
I agree.
So that's a good idea, actually. Thanks for that. Okay, Ashley Mazzoni. Oh my gosh, the look when you said 1993. Because I'm doing the math and she's wrong. I was right in that look. The look that was on my face is that Kelly's wrong. She did not have a job in 93.
I didn't say I had a job. I'm going to go back on that video because he's swearing by this. I don't know what happened when he said 93. I don't remember that. I'll go back and I'll look because I never once said I would know 93, I'm 10. 83 to 93, I'm 10 years old. I would know I didn't have a job. I had my first job at 14, almost 15. It was the end of the
wonder,
year.
Maybe either I'm misremembering or you misspoke, and maybe you meant 97.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm going to go back and look because I don't know what you guys are talking about here.
Yeah.
And Gretchen Benningfield said, I know, right? I graduated from high school in 94. I'm feeling old over here. I think my brother graduated in 90. No. Yeah. My oldest brother, he graduated in 94 also.
Listen, I hate when I see these things that point out that you're so old that like from where we are now to back in the
Yes.
90s
One of the kids
would be
said
like,
something the other day.
so if you think about it, like remember in the Karate Kid when he's like washing Mr. Miyagi's old cars, wax on, wax
Yes.
off, that really famous, wax on, wax off thing. So those cars that he was washing were from the 1950s, and that was in the 1980s. So that would mean if you were to do the Karate Kid today, that Mr. Miyagi would be having you wax cars from the 90s.
Almost 2000s.
Yeah. That's stupid.
That's so stupid.
That's stupid.
We're not old. Gosh. Kim Williams. Hi guys. Love the show as usual. I've seen all 42. Woo. Thanks for the entertainment during my recovery. I've even rewatched some episodes. You guys cracked me up. Miss you both. See you in a few months. We
Aw.
cannot wait to see you.
We hope you recover well, Kim.
Yes.
Laura Duran said, my guess was 20 jobs, but I was way off, Kelly. And Kelly, I'm sure those jobs all came with experience and lessons
They
learned.
did. Thank
As,
you.
as I always love watching you two. By the way, I love your song.
I love the song too. It's so sweet. Becca Chase, listen, I get behind the boots. I can't with a cowboy hat. I'm sorry, Kelly. I
Thank
can't
you,
see
Becca.
it. It doesn't fit Dad to me. I would be fighting for my life to hold the jokes back. Also, we have a recycling bin that fills up faster than our trash. Thanks to my Amazon purchases, laugh out loud. I wonder if the city would let you two have 2 trash cans and 1 recycling. We're gonna find out. And she said also, I can't even match Kelly. I hate job hopping so much. I think 4 to 5 jobs right now.
Yeah, that's me my whole life. I'm, at 5 jobs for my whole life is what we
Yeah.
counted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily hate job hopping though. I just like starting a new job. I think that's what you mean by job hopping. Like I'm not bothered at the idea of like starting at a new place. I have zero fear. I'm just not I'm not bothered by people or new experiences or whatever. I don't get nervous in that way with those things. So that wouldn't necessarily bother me. But I'm just a very consistent, like once I'm in something, I started this to finish it. And so I don't really quit things easily. Jody Ballard, she said, and I'm Jody, and I love you too, and you both make me laugh when I get up and watch you weekly. I don't understand the I'm Jody part. Did I miss something there?
Maybe we said, I'm Justin, I'm Kelly.
Oh, maybe that's what you're referencing. Okay, yes, Jody,
Yeah.
I get it now. Like you're adding on. It went over my head for just a minute. She said your room looked amazing. Happy early birthday, Kelly, with all the expenses.
Thank you. And our room does look amazing.
I don't think you can accept a happy birthday when you're refusing to allow me to call you 43.
Because I'm not 43 yet.
Then it's not happy birthday.
She said happy early birthday.
Eh,
That doesn't mean happy early, you're 43 now.
can she say that? Can she say that in November? Can she say happy early birthday? And
Yeah,
you'll
but it would be
you'll-
like, oh, it's a little way.
yeah. So it's
away.
well, you're not 43 yet.
I am not 43 yet.
It's not like it's the day before your birthday.
Right, but I'm not 43. But it's coming up. It's like 2.5 weeks away. So hold off. Just hold off.
I'm not gonna let this. I'm not gonna let this go.
I know.
Okay.
I know you're not.
Vicky Q Walls, she said McDonald's does have grills. You wrong, Justin. JK. How do you know if they have grills or not? Do you
Because
work
she's
there?
looked.
I worked there like 2 weeks, Kelly. When did you work there? If you can't talk about if you worked there like 20 years ago, that don't count. It's got to be if you worked there like.
All right,
2
next time
years
we
ago.
go through the drive-through for the kids, I need you to say, do you guys have grills still?
I do think they have some sort of like a press thing that they put the burgers under that heats both sides at once.
That's what they've always had. Those are the grills that they have.
It's not,
I worked there.
yeah.
Kelly, I bet
It's-
your W-2 forms look like a book. Laugh out loud. Yes, you need a license to shampoo. I did that. You don't need a license in Florida, at least. I know that. You didn't need a license to shampoo. Gretchen Benningfield also said that was great. I mean, Kelly is a preacher's wife. She's really not wanting to lie and break the 10 Commandments. Those Pharisee Christians might come after her that worry about her dresses and forget she's playing a game. Seriously, though, it did my 19-year-old son good to hear a job discussion. The 2 jobs he loved were driving tractors on a farm for 8 hours plus. They ended up being seasonal, so he was laid off without notice. The other 4 he quit because of integrity issues. He's starting to wonder where the reputable employers are.
Well,
Are they
that's
out there? Not big chains.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like everything has its pros and cons,
Yeah.
and I think that big chains can offer big, bonus packages or health insurance or something like that, or vacations
Yeah.
that smaller places maybe necessarily can't do. But then at the same time, I've definitely heard of some companies doing some really good stuff for their employees. I just had a conversation with a guy the other night that his company, they've got all, like, literally all kinds of things for their employees that they've got. Like, that's one of the things they pride themselves on is, you know, they guarantee raises at certain times, and they've got like a whole bereavement thing that people contribute to. And then that way, when somebody within the company goes through some suffering, then they can, you know, so if somebody's hospitalized or if somebody's hurt or if they pass away or whatever, then they can apply for this whatever, and then they get, you know, help through that through their company. And I'm like, well, that's good stuff. Like that's good. That's a good way to like take care of people and, you know, and to take care of the people inside of your business. So
I agree.
yeah, I'm all for that.
Don't do it. Oh, here it goes. There it goes. Oh, man.
I covered it.
All right.
I don't know why I'm yawning. It's the middle of the morning. I'm feeling great.
I know. I'm about to now because, all right, don't let it come. Babe, stop. I don't want to. All right, coffee.
Fight it. Fight it. Feel it. It's in your temples. Feel it, you know, like right back there. It's in your temples. Isn't that where you feel a yawn first, in your temples?
No, I feel it in my throat.
Really? I always feel like right. I'm like, oh, there it goes. That's why I was gonna squint my eyes.
No, I always feel it in my throat. Like,
Oh.
like it's sitting there right now. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Are you thinking about your temples though?
No, I'm thinking about my throat.
Okay.
All right.
I had a dream that Kelly she cuts my hair, and that she had put a mullet on my hair, like she had made my hair like a mullet, and then she wouldn't cut it, and she was arguing with me to cut my mullet off. And I was like, Kelly, please, I don't want a mullet. I look ridiculous. Take this off. And I was like looking in the mirror, and I've got like a Billy Ray Cyrus mullet going on. And I'm like, Kelly, this looks ridiculous. Take this off. And she's like, I love it.
I think your hair is too straight for a mullet. You have to have a bit of a wave or a curl to have a mullet. Those mullets look the best. Otherwise, you look like a redneck.
All mullets look like redneck.
No, I've
Yes.
seen kids that rock a mullet that have nice thick like wavy body.
When I see a kid with a mullet, I think that kid's got an accent. I'll see that kid at the pig wrestling this year.
That's funny.
Y'all know-
Maddox didn't have one. Maddox didn't have an accent. He has a mullet.
But I definitely think he could go pig wrestling.
Yeah, I do too.
See? All right. But Kelly's been pig wrestling, so this all tracks.
It does.
Hey, look, we've got truth.
So have you.
I ain't got a mullet, though.
I don't have a mullet either. Well, I kind of do. I always wear like these like exercise shorts to these podcasts, and I wear a cute top. And he's like, "Are you really gonna wear that?" I'm like, "They can't see my bottoms. They cannot see the shorts that I'm wearing." He's like, "What if you had to stand up really quick?" And I'm like, this table comes to my chest. You cannot see my shorts. And he makes fun of me all the time. But he's wearing a mullet today too. So,
Because I'm in sweatpants.
yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to the crew.
Well, she outed me. I'm wearing sweatpants. But I'm wearing a hoodie, which I feel like sweatpants are acceptable
Yes,
with a
it
hoodie.
is.
So
It is.
So there's that. Hey, guess what we have? Truth or myth? Marriage edition. It only takes us 40 minutes to get into
Yeah.
the thing we were going to do in the podcast.
I feel like this is church.
What in the world? I don't do that.
No, you don't. It takes you 40 minutes to get on.
All right. Number one. This is just discussion. You all can chime in on this discussion. All right. So we'll put them in numbers. I have 1 through 11. I do not promise that I'm going through all 11. I'm saying that I have 11. We might do 11.
And 11 is a great number.
11's your favorite number. All right. If you're married, if you marry the right person, marriage wouldn't be hard. Truth or myth?
Myth.
If you marry the right person, marriage
Absolute
wouldn't
myth.
be hard. Why do you say it's a myth?
Because marriage is hard. Dying to self is hard, no matter which way you look at it. In any, not just in marriage, in any relationship. In any relationship, for it to be successful, you cannot be selfish. And not being selfish is a hard thing. The human nature wants to be selfish. You want to have your way. You want to be right. And to die to that is a hard thing. Therefore, marriage is a hard thing. Doesn't make it any less beautiful, any less fulfilling and fruitful, but it does make it hard. Now you.
So I'm in agreement with, like, you can have two people that get married. I'm only just adding a little tension to the conversation. I'm for the most part I'm with this, that it's a myth. If you marry the right person, marriage wouldn't be hard. I think you can have two people who are right for each other. They're a good fit for each other. I don't necessarily believe in like this is the person for me, and this is, I believe God has that, but I think that you can totally mess that up. I think you can marry the wrong person, so to say.
Yes.
Because I think you have free will in the matter.
Yes.
And I think that you can marry someone who's not good for you. But I think two people who are good for each other can marry each other. And I think that even people who, like that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think that it's like written in stone somewhere that's like, this is who you have to marry. You have no choice in the matter. I'm not a predestinationist
Right.
in that way. I don't
Right.
believe that you have to do certain things. I think you have free will, and you can or you can refuse. And but I think you can marry the right person, and that can be and that can be difficult. But I am thinking for a moment about, like, there are certain people in certain situations that marriage maybe doesn't feel as hard. So,
Agree.
So an example, think of someone who's really passive, and then another person who's really not passive. And so because of that, like, they don't find themselves, at least maybe the person who's not passive feeling with this person who is passive, they probably don't feel like it's as hard. Now, maybe the passive person feels like it's really hard to deal with the non-passive person who's like, man, they're always in my face, or they're narcissistic, or they're whatever. Maybe they feel the hard side, but the narcissistic side, the selfish side, or the not passive side, maybe they don't feel it as hard. And so, for them, it's like, oh, this isn't that hard. I mean, if I say I want something, they do it, or if I, and so they kind of get their way because the person meshes in that way.
I think you could even have that too, though, where you have a very passive person and someone who's not so passive, and it just you blend. There's not friction. That's
what I'm saying, because the non-passive, the passive person just constantly lets it go.
But I don't think it has to be like the other person. The non-passive person is always in their face, or they're narcissistic, or they're just always. I think you can just have a blend of two people who just mesh together very well, where there's not friction, there's not. But I think you can also have two people who are meant to be together that their personalities, are similar, and so they.
I think to a point. So I'm going to agree that I think this is myth in the sense of marriage can be hard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say. I think there are, for some people, they would say, like, marriage is not necessarily hard for us in that way. Like, they mesh together. Maybe it's hard in other ways. Maybe there's outside forces that are making marriage hard, and it's not the two people. As a matter of fact, I would say that's a goal to strive for, is to say, I want to make it. I mean, that's what I want with you and I. I want to make it to where it doesn't feel like it's hard that we're married. Now I think that in a certain way, Kelly and I both have strong opinions, and when we feel strongly about something, it's very difficult to get us
to back off
to back off of the thing that we feel strongly about. So long as you and I are in agreement about what we feel strongly about, all is good in the world.
Yes.
When we don't agree on what we feel strongly about, it's
not all good in the world.
There's a little bit of headbutting that goes on.
There's a little bit of thunder.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like, it's not all perfect.
But I wouldn't even say, like, I don't know, when I read it and I'm like, oh, marriage. I would not look at someone and say marriage is hard.
Ooh, I would.
I wouldn't. I would just be like, any relationship takes effort and has its struggles.
I think I see what you're saying, and like, it can feel insulting to say that marriage is hard, and I don't mean it in an insulting way, and I don't take it in an insulting way when I hear people say that.
I guess that's what I mean, because like you described some people that are like, oh, this marriage is hard, and like I don't feel that. But I feel like when I first answer that question yes, any relationship is hard at some point in time. There are hard times.
I think you described it well. It's the selfish thing. Like, it's hard to put someone else over yourself. Parenting is hard in that way.
But it's easy to do when things are going well.
Yeah.
To put someone ahead of you. But that's why marriage vows, for better or for worse, people don't understand for worse. Like we were talking about at the dinner table last night, and the kids were like, my wife or my husband better work. And I told our children, but when you marry somebody, it's for better or for worse. So understand that if that person, which is a terrible thing, chooses to decide that they're not going to work anymore, you're married to them.
Right. Yeah. And our discussion, by the way, just so you know, was really about being cautious about who you marry
Yes.
from the beginning.
Yes.
And I think kind of in line with what we're saying there.
Exactly.
I think it would be wrong to say the other way. If you marry the right person, marriage will be easy. Well, no, not necessarily. There's just too many variables. That's really what it is. But I think you said it right to say selfishness is the difference. Selfishness is what makes the difference there. If someone is dying to yourself, even take away selfishness and the kind of immoral side of it. Look at it just in the sense of like dying to yourself and putting someone else above you, putting someone else's needs above your needs can feel hard.
Mm-hmm.
I would back that up and say it doesn't feel as hard when you love someone.
Yeah.
When you're in love with someone and when you love somebody, putting their needs above your needs is definitely not as hard as when you're doing that with somebody that you don't love.
Right.
And you have to put their needs above your
For sure.
needs. So
Yeah.
there's that. I don't like that one. I don't want to, that's
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 though, good Christian marriages don't struggle like others do.
I would disagree. I think human relationships have struggles. Again,
I think Christians.
I think to put it in that category kind of is defeating, and
Yeah.
and you're going to have a bunch of Christian marriages that are like, well, we are struggling. So what does that mean? Does that mean that you're not a Christian? I'm not a Christian. Does that mean we're
Yeah. I would agree. I think that good Christian marriages don't struggle like others do. I think you're making an implication that all other marriages are struggling. I don't think all marriages are struggling. I think
Right.
life is hard.
Yep.
Relationships can be hard. It doesn't mean, I would not say we're struggling in our marriage. That's not it at all.
No.
I think that, we have to. I do agree with this. I think it was Gary Chapman who we heard say that, love is a choice. And I think that's
I think
true.
that's somewhere in there.
Maybe so. I think that, that's a very true statement. Love is a choice. To
Yeah.
put someone else's needs above yours is a
Yep.
choice. And when you make that choice, things feel better within your relationship. And when you don't make that choice, things
Yes.
feel worse in your relationship.
Agree.
I don't necessarily feel like it's a struggle. But to say that good Christian marriages don't struggle like others do, I think that's to make an implication as if because there's
because you're a Christian,
behind it.
that life is peachy.
To be a Christian means that you have your faith in Jesus Christ to save you,
Yes.
that he has saved you. And there's other things that come along with that, like being filled with the Holy Spirit, being given the Holy Spirit and producing fruit of the Holy Spirit and all of those things. But the truth of the matter is, to be a Christian, the word Christian means little Christ, means you are a follower of Christ. You're trying to follow him. You're not him, you're following him.
Right.
And so, yes, there are times that we reflect Christ well. There are also times that we don't reflect Christ well. And so sometimes that can be in your personality or something you're doing or whatever, and even in your marriage. So I don't think that because you're a Christian, it would imply that somehow your marriage wouldn't struggle.
Well, I think you have outside factors. You have the loss of a job. That's going to put a strain
Yeah.
on your relationship.
Sure.
Cancer
Yep.
is going to put a strain on
Yeah.
life as you know
any
it.
tragedy.
Yeah.
Any sort of tragedy.
So you can't say that. I think that the way we react is different than non-believers,
Right.
and the way we handle things is different than non-believers. But I don't think there's lack of struggle
Right.
because you're a Christian and a believer.
And the Bible says to be angry and sin not. It doesn't say don't be angry. It says be angry and sin not. Anger is an emotion that happens. God gets angry,
That's
so
right.
it can't be a sin to get angry.
That's right.
It's what you do with the thing after you've become angry.
Exactly.
How do you react in your anger? That makes a difference.
Agree.
So, All right. Well, we're down to 10 on our list because I scrapped number 2. So number 3, which is actually number 4, but number 3, conflict means something is wrong in your marriage.
No. I think, again, conflict is a part of life. It's how you get through the conflict. How do you deal with conflict?
I would actually say if you have no conflict, none, you might. All right, let's look at it like this. If you're sitting in a recliner all day, or you get up and you work a very difficult job and you go to the gym and you lift weights and you're constantly putting your muscles under tension. Okay, which one is going to be in better shape? The person sitting in the recliner all day or the person working out and working a hard job?
For sure, the person working out.
Yeah, one of those is going to be in better shape.
Yeah.
I would dare to say if you have no conflict, there might be some things that might be indicative of there being something wrong there, or at the very least that you're not getting stronger, because I think that sometimes conflict,
Oh, for sure.
and maybe not conflict, maybe that's the wrong word, but definitely, when you struggle, when you go through things, when you suffer, all of those things combined, when there's conflict, you come out of that stronger. That's how you get stronger when you're working out your muscles.
Right.
You put them under tension, and then you let that tension go, and you let those muscles rebuild and repair.
Like faith is refined in the fire.
Yeah, that's right. Faith is refined in the fire. So
Yeah.
I think our marriages are refined
Yeah.
in the we learn more about each other.
Yeah.
We not only do we learn more about each other, but I think that we love more of each
Yeah.
other when we see, how somebody's been through the conflict,
Yes.
through the pain. And not to mention as part of your testimony later, when you've been through something with someone or something, it builds a camaraderie and it builds a bond that's definitely hard to pull apart.
Yeah, agree.
So there's that.
Agree.
All right, you ready for number 5, number 4,
Yeah.
5? Respect matters more than romance in the long run.
I think both are equal. I think a man wants respect and a woman wants romance.
Depends on what you mean by romance, on whether or not a guy wants that.
Well, for sure. I mean, I think women want respect too. And so,
I think
but
women want some respect.
But I think a primary love language of
Yeah.
a man is to be respected.
Yeah.
And a woman wants to feel wanted and loved and adored and taken care of. And I think that's all part of romance.
Yeah. I don't think a woman wants to be loved and disrespected.
Right.
And by the way, I would say for some ladies, and this is probably a hard word for some, a man doesn't want to be loved and disrespected.
Yeah.
If you're placing love and romance above respect,
Yes.
then you've got that mixed up. But in the reverse, I don't think that a woman wants to be respected and have no love or have no romance.
Right.
I don't think that she would want that, and I don't think that a man would really want that either.
Well, I think love and romance come from respect. If you don't respect someone, you certainly don't love them.
Yeah.
You think about like guys that abuse their wives
Oh yeah.
and say, "But I love you." And you don't, because you don't respect her, and you definitely don't love her. I think that they kind of flow with each other.
Yeah. I think who you love, you will respect.
Yes.
I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to love who you respect. I think
Yeah.
you could respect somebody without love.
Yeah.
I think. Think of somebody in the military. They could respect their commanding officer,
Yes.
but they don't necessarily love him.
Yes.
But I don't know. I mean, I think that human nature does allow for some room that says there are some things that some people love and yet they still disrespect it. So I'm not saying that just because you love it, you will respect it. You could love it and also disrespect it. I think, again, take outside examples that aren't human, so it doesn't feel so. But imagine somebody who has a car that they love their car, but yet they trash the inside of their car. And you're like, I would think that if you loved it, for me, if I love my car, I want to respect the inside of that car. Like, I want to not use it like a trash can. I don't want it. But somebody else could be like, no, like, I totally love my car. This is my first car. They could love it for other reasons, but still trash the inside of it and kind of disrespect it, if you will. I think people do that in their relationships too. I think they might love a person, but yet they're doing all these things that you're like, gosh, you really shouldn't be doing that to your.
Yeah, I think you have people who have different personalities, different quirks, and different views of things. Like what I consider to be respecting you, you could consider being disrespectful.
Oh, for
or
sure.
I could do things that I think are respectful to you and speaking a respectful love language. And you could be like, no, this is how you respect me, not this. This is how you respect me. So I think
I feel like we've literally lived
Yeah.
that. I mean, I think we've literally had
Yes.
that conversation where you're like, I'm trying to respect you.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's disrespecting. What you're
Yes.
saying is literally disrespecting.
Yes, and there's times I'm like, I don't see it. What do you mean? Like I am literally respecting you, and like, and we've had that conversation though before
Yeah.
that you feel like, well, no, this would be respectful, and this is
I think sometimes too, we don't mean to say the thing, like we're trying to say something a certain way and then inadvertently it's coming out and you're like, but that's not, yes, what I hear what you're saying, but that's not necessarily, I think every person in the
sure.
world is guilty of that, of
for
like,
sure.
I'm trying to say something.
And you took it this way, and that's not because when where your mind is when you're like, you can be like, did you really just say that? And you're like, what do you mean? Like, oh, I wasn't even thinking that, but your mind is there. My mind is not there.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to respect matters more than romance in the long run, I disagree.
I agree.
They
I would disagree.
are woven.
Yeah. I don't think you can totally take respect out. I don't think that means that romance matters more than respect.
Right.
I think that just both are true, especially in the long run. If
Yeah.
if your whole, let's say it this way, if your whole relationship was based on romance, that's also a problem.
Yeah.
Like you can't have that.
Yeah.
Like that is fleeting.
Not in Hallmark movies.
I always love when I watch these Hallmark movies. I'm like, you don't even know what their political values are. You just know they have a bakery and you were trying to buy the building.
And they
that the
can
bakery
fling their
was-
towel over their shoulder.
You don't know their morals. You don't know what they want to do. You don't know how they want to parent. You don't know if they believe in spanking
You
or
don't know
not
if they
spanking.
voted for Trump.
You don't know if they voted for Trump. You don't know if they voted for Biden or for Kamala.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody voted. Anyways, no, there's definitely
I'm glad we agree there.
there's
I know
definitely some that voted.
But even then, my love for Trump has kind of faded, and so.
Yeah.
But at one point, I had flags on the back of my car, and
Yeah.
you were like, "I don't trust him."
And I still don't. Anyways, we're on to number 6, which is now number 5 because I cut one out. So marriage will fix your loneliness.
All right, this is where I think me and you are going to disagree.
All right, go ahead.
I think that people say that, but I think marriage absolutely does fix loneliness. Adam was lonely, and God made a wife for him.
Who said Adam was lonely?
The Bible, like he sat and said, the lion has, one has made, one doesn't, and they were made for each other.
So he's looking
He's-
at all the animals
and he's looking for, and he's like, well, where's I
Well-
think that's a loneliness.
but it doesn't say that he was lonely.
It doesn't say that
It's what it says is that the Lord said it's not good
for man to be
alone.
alone.
Right. It's not good for man to be alone.
Loneliness.
I don't
He had a.
I don't know that Adam was lonely and that is the reason that God made Eve.
I do believe that. My belief.
I don't know.
I'm not trying to put words into the Bible. When I read that, I see Adam was lonely. He needed. God created us to be husband and wife.
So I disagree with this, and I'm not like I'm just going to tell you that I disagree with you on this and in this way. Like the Bible presents it like this. In Proverbs, it's like two are better than one because when you're cold, one you can keep each other warm. If one falls in the ditch, the other one can help to pull them out. The Bible says that it's not good for man to be alone. I think that Adam probably could have felt perfectly complete because he walked with the Lord in the evening. I think in God, he could have felt complete.
Yeah.
God in his infinite wisdom went, that's not good for him
Yes.
to be alone.
Yeah.
I want him to have a helper. And so he makes Eve so that Adam and Eve are together.
And can I say something really quick? Marriage will fix your loneliness. I want to change. I don't think it fixes your loneliness. I think like literally only Christ can fill that void inside of you. But I do feel that marriage helps your loneliness. I know when I was widowed, there was a part of me that was so lonely for companionship. My faith got stronger with the Lord during that time, 100%. Like I used to almost, this is strong language, but I used to almost like replace my time with the Lord with Jonathan. Like I had everything I needed in Jonathan. And I loved the Lord, but I definitely had a much stronger relationship with Jonathan than I did with the Lord. And I think in the time of widowhood, my relationship with the Lord, I began to see like, you are constant. You are always here. My relationship with you should be top above anything. And you give and take away. Like you are my priority. You are my everything. And so that changed. But there was definitely still, when I laid my head down at night, I was lonely and I wanted a companionship. I wanted to have a husband laying in bed next to me and that relationship. And so I do believe, and I'm married now, and I'm telling you, that has changed my loneliness. I am no longer lonely. I think you can be lonely in a relationship if there is lack of respect, if there is
that's what I was going to get at. To say that, I think that, like you were saying a moment ago, to say marriage will fix your loneliness, no, not necessarily, because loneliness you could be married and you could be so distant that you are lonely and yet you are married. So the marriage is not what fixes the loneliness.
Yes.
I would say that if you're in that position, however, I would say that I would be actively working on that with my married partner.
Yes.
That's the key there, is to say, okay, I'm lonely, but I'm married. So the correct and righteous thing to do is to work on that with my married partner. So that means, maybe that means counseling. Maybe that means, you all reigniting and rekindling flames. There was a time when you all had a flame. There was a time when there was a flame and there was a passion for each other. And I think that when you talk about it, it's anecdotal, it's circumstantial when we talk about, and rightfully so, when we talk about something like widowhood.
Yeah.
So there's a loneliness that came along with that because we didn't get the closure.
Yes.
We didn't get, we didn't have a bad relationship that we wanted out of.
Yes.
We were in a good relationship that we wanted to keep. It's very difficult to lose something that you don't want to lose.
Yes.
It's hard anytime. That's how it is when somebody with a job or something else. Like you have something you don't want to lose, and then that gets stripped away from you, and there's nothing you can do about it. And by the way, there's also nothing that you did to cause it. That's another one. When you're like, I didn't. It's not like I did something to make this happen.
Right.
It's tragedy that happened in my life, and something got stripped from me, and that leaves me with this sense of loneliness. And I would dare to say too that just be cautious with those thoughts of like, well, marriage will fix that.
Yes.
Because marriage to a person that doesn't share your values or that doesn't that doesn't follow Christ or whatever, that loneliness can still follow along. It can still linger into the new relationship.
Big time wisdom right there.
Yeah.
And just really quick, let me speak into if there is a distance between you two. Dr. Chapman said something that was profound, and at the same, I'm like, I don't know how someone could do that. Like I don't. It takes truly dying to yourself, really a great relationship is dying to yourself. But he said that he was counseling this couple, and the guy had cheated on his wife several times, and then he moved out. And he told the wife, bake him a cake and bring it to him. And she's like, are you crazy? I am not baking him a cake. And I would say the same thing.
So I'm just making sure. We got snow outside and I got kids driving. I'm just making sure.
And so I wanted to look at him and be like, listen, if you cheated on me, I am not baking you a cake and I am not bringing you a cake. And I still hold to that. Like that really takes some serious dying to self to do that. but she went and baked him a cake and brought it to him, and he shut the door and he's like, oh, well, thanks, and shut the door in her face. But then months later, they're reconciling and they're getting back together and working on their relationship. And I can't say that I would do that, but
Right.
I would say if you're in that spot, you really, I mean, the godly thing to do is to reconcile with your spouse, and as long as there's not abuse or.
I like what Vodi Bakum said one time when he was talking about adultery being a reason for divorce, and he said, just remember that the Lord never commanded. He said the Lord never commanded you to divorce because of adultery.
Yeah.
He permitted it
Yeah.
because of adultery.
Yeah.
It's not. But you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's not like, well, you have to go and do that. No.
Right.
And certainly not in any way condoning
Condoning.
adultery.
Yeah.
I believe that adultery is pure evil. It literally is evil. Like you are doing something, goodness, to the person, to your relationship with the Lord, to your relationship with that person. Like adultery is evil, evil, evil. And you should hear that. And if you're in the middle of that, you should repent of it and come out of that.
Yes.
So adultery is evil. That being said, you don't have to divorce your spouse
Right.
because they committed adultery.
It takes a strong person to forgive that.
Yeah, for sure. It takes a strong person to do a whole lot of things.
Yes, it does. Yeah,
And that's where
yeah.
we get our strength from the Lord.
That's right.
That's purposeful.
That's right.
Okay. Here's an interesting one. Forgiveness is optional once trust is broken. I think when I hear forgiveness is optional, I immediately want to go, forgiveness is never going to be optional.
That's right.
But I think the point here being once trust is broken.
Yes.
Because I think that this is the way I always hear it from a pastoral side. We talk about forgiveness, and the person who we're talking about forgiveness to says, but they did. And this sounds really foolish if you say it on its own. I try to explain to people that someone has to hurt you for you to be able to forgive.
Right.
If there is no hurt,
Or wrong.
then there is no reason to forgive.
Yeah.
Therefore, you would never actually forgive. So
Right.
if you're saying, but they really hurt me, yes. And that means you really need to forgive. As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, it's kind of the equal opposite. Not only is forgiveness not optional once trust is broken, forgiveness is actually kind of mandatory
Yeah.
once trust is broken. Because it took breaking trust to need the forgiveness in the first place.
That's
Now,
right.
that is not saying that you have to go back with that person. It is not saying that you have to allow that person to dictate what you're going to do, that means forgiveness. And if you don't do every little thing they've told you to do, that you've not forgiven them, that's manipulation, and that's what narcissists will do. They will say, well, I thought you've forgiven me, so you have to do.
Yep.
And I'm paraphrasing that, but if that's the way it's coming out, just know that's not healthy either.
Yeah.
But you can forgive somebody and still not let them dictate your life. You
sure.
can forgive somebody and not put yourself around that person
For sure.
to be harmed again. It is okay to forgive someone and yet still keep your distance
That's
from
right.
them. All of those things are still true. But forgiveness, the Lord says that you're supposed to forgive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even in the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Lord, forgive our trespasses as we forgive others who've trespassed against us. I heard somebody say one time, they said, what if, I mean, think about that as what we're really saying. Like, what if the Lord did forgive us the way that we forgive other people? Really, I mean, it's to be reflective and say, oh, I'm supposed to be forgiving others and trusting the Lord to forgive me. And the Lord will forgive you. He says, if you'll confess your sins, then he's faithful and just to forgive you of all unrighteousness. And I believe that we should forgive those who've harmed us.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says to do good for those who use you and those who despitefully use you and those who do this and do good to them.
Yeah.
And pray for them. And that's when you reap coals of fire on their head is when you do those things. I would also say that a lot of times you quench something that doesn't have to be if you're with kindness and gentleness. And so I probably talked too much. Did you have something you wanted to say?
No, not really.
Okay. You should never need space from your spouse.
Absolutely not.
Kelly says this one's true. You should never need space from your spouse.
Oh, goodness.
All right. True story.
If you need space from me, then you don't love me. It's just a joke, you guys. Don't flip out on me.
But she does struggle with this.
I do struggle with this.
So the other day, true story, I don't want to be too revealing. I just want to say, the other day, Kelly and I had a rough start. We had a bit of an argument. Actually, we kind of went to bed. There was some, kind of irritation, before going to bed and really over, more miscommunication than anything. But still woke up and it was like, hey, we need to talk through this. And we talked for a good while, still mad at each other. And then I got to the point I was kind of seeing red. I was legitimately getting mad. And I said these words. I was like, I am seeing red right now. I'm going to say something and then we're going to be in an actual, we're going to be in a bigger fight. It's not going to help anything. I need to get away for a minute. And so I did. And at first, the look on Kelly's face was daggers, that I just said I needed to get away for a minute. But she kind of got up and she went in the bathroom and she came out and she goes, you know what? I don't want to fight either. I want you to be able to take some time, so go ahead. And so we had some stuff that we needed to return after building the fireplace. I had some 2x4s and some, screws or something else that I needed to return. So I took that stuff and I had something to take back to Walmart, a TV stand to take back to Walmart. And so I took those things and I went, by the time I got to Home Depot, by the time I even drove over and got to Home Depot and returned the 2x4s, I was already coming way, way down. Sent a text, apologized. She apologized. I think that the idea that you don't need space, because if you need space, that means you must not love me. So, sometimes for me, I just need space to breathe and think about what I want to say so that I don't say something that I don't want to say, or I don't know, whatever. Sometimes just having a moment to breathe helps me to put things in perspective, especially when the perspective is that I've not been actually wronged or something. You know what I mean? I guess sometimes if there was something that was really, really wrong and I was really upset about that thing, I might need the opposite. I've got to get together with you and work through this, or, this is not going to, but other times when we've already been together, we've already been working on it. Now I need a little space to digest it and to work through it. And I mean, would you agree that day we were at it in the morning? I went over to Home Depot. I returned some things, and by the time I'd returned some things, we were coming down off of it.
Oh, big time.
So a little bit of space helped.
Yes.
In that.
It just takes my mind a little bit to wrap around just different people, different ways of communicating and not.
She left her phone on.
I hate doing that.
Sorry, Karen. We're filming a podcast.
At least if I just let it go, they think that maybe I just didn't see it.
I don't know.
You
Will she
just-
see this? Does she watch these?
You just jerk buttoned them.
Will she see this? Does she watch these?
Yes, but I think she is behind in them.
No. Well, when you see this in the future, it was you.
But I do believe okay, so I look at things in a different way and I look why would space away from me be what you need to not see red with me? And I just think to myself, if you love somebody, how do you see red with them? How do you feel like you're going to explode or you're going to just yell or you're going to be mad, super mad? And that's just a different way of thinking. We're just different personalities. But then when I stop for a second, I'm like, but things are so much better when I just give you the space that you need to go figure out. And so it's just a different way of thinking.
And we go back to that first thing that you said, though. I mean, we're both strong-headed.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the reason that we need a little bit of space sometimes, is because you're dealing with two strong-headed people, two strong-willed people, and it has nothing to do with whether or not I love. As a matter of fact, I'd say it's the opposite. I need the space because I do love you, and I don't want to say something hurtful, or I don't want to yell. I can feel myself getting angry, and I don't want to be angry with you. And so it's not that I want to walk away because I don't love you. It's I want to walk away because I do love you, and I don't want to say something out of anger, or it's the same idea of like when you have your kids and you don't spank out of anger. If you're angry, don't spank right now. If you're going to spank your child, definitely don't do it when you're angry. Because it's just a recipe for disaster to do that. And so, yeah, Kelly feels like at times she does feel like you should never want space. But I think she's coming around. She's warming up to the idea that a little bit of space is, and I'm saying a little bit of space. It's not like I'm saying, oh, I need the weekend to go sleep at a hotel because I'm so mad at you. That's not what we're saying. I mean,
Yeah.
I literally needed like a half hour. Like, let me have a half hour to cool off. And
Yeah.
I feel like you have things you want to say.
No, it's
When you
difference in people.
when you say it out loud. But you would have to admit, when we've been in a fight, you've gotten hot-headed, even in a fight.
Yes,
Right. We both have.
but I just it's
But I've
different.
never wanted space.
I've just never needed to walk away in order to get that. Like let's work it out. No, we are going to continue this discussion and spin round and round, but I realize that's not good for the discussion and not good for you. And so I'm like, oh, give him his space and let him.
Yeah, because spinning round and round is, it's like getting your car's tire stuck.
It's the whole justice thing with me. It's like, no, I'm going to have you see what I meant it for. I did not mean offense by it. I'm going to talk to you about this until you see that my heart was not in any way meaning, and it doesn't work that way. So,
And sometimes that's not even the argument. So, oh, man. All right, one more, and then I'm closing this thing down because I got to get to work.
Yeah.
And that is praying together fixes everything.
yes.
I think this is a truth.
I absolutely think it's a truth because I think that no matter what, you're better to stop and pray about it than anything else.
Yeah.
And I think that when we have had fights and we stop and say, can we just pray about this really quick?
Mm-hmm.
It instantly diffuses.
Yeah.
How can you be praying to the Lord
Yeah.
and still be seeing red? You
Yeah.
can't. It's an instant diffuser.
I'll put some caveats there and say, if you don't fully understand prayer, and I say understand in the sense of, I don't mean like, oh, like you understood the right thing to pray or something. I just mean this, like if you're not respecting the fact that you are getting before God the Father, who allowed you to come into his throne room and to hear you.
Yeah.
If you see it that way, think of it like this. If pick somebody that you would say is like a big famous person, okay, that you like. I don't want to name somebody and be like, oh, I don't like that person. To get that out of you, put somebody you like that's big and famous, and if you got in front of them, would you want to like air out all the dirty laundry and make your point to them? No, you would not do that. If I respect that the Lord has let me into his throne room, he already knows of this fight. If I get before him and I go, Lord, help her to see that she's so dumb, she's so wrong,
Well, I think that comes back to selfishness.
Right. But what I'm saying is that prayer
Yes.
will not fix, because all you're doing is talking to the person
Exactly.
through your prayer.
But if you're dying to self and humbling yourself.
And if you will really communicate with the Lord.
Yes.
To say, Lord, help us.
Yeah.
Even that, Lord, help us.
Yeah.
We're fighting. We're stuck. Help us to get through this. Help me. Show me where I'm wrong. If you keep it in that facet, I'm telling you all very true story. Kelly and I have been at each other in an argument and said, hey, you know what? This is unfruitful. Let's just pray. Number one, that's a really hard thing to refuse.
Yeah.
Even when I've been like really irritated and Kelly's like, let's just pray. What am I going to say? No. No, I don't want to pray right now.
And then we hold hands during
Right.
prayer, and that's an instant like, okay, there's.
Right.
But like I've heard your prayers when we're in a fight, and you truly humble yourself, not just before the Lord, but to me, you humble yourself. You're like, Lord, help me to see my wrongs and help me. That was an instant diffuse, whatever. I don't know what word you would use there. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
you go from hot-headed, not just you, me, anybody.
right.
You go from a hot-headed state to, which is a
humble
selfish
state.
state, yep,
To
to
a humble
a
state.
completely humble state. And
Yeah.
how is that not going to diffuse the situation?
And also, if you trust the Lord,
Yeah.
I mean, if I genuinely trust him at his word,
Yeah.
here's things that he said. He has said, if you lack wisdom, he who lacks wisdom, let him ask of the Lord who gives liberally. And in the King James is how I have it memorized, and upbraideth not, he gives liberally and upbraideth not.
Yeah.
In other words, the Lord's not going to come at you for asking for wisdom because you don't have wisdom.
Right.
He's going to give you wisdom,
Yes.
and he's going to give it to you liberally.
Yeah.
He's going to smear that butter on thick.
Yeah.
And so if I trust the Lord at that, then here's the situation that I don't know how to get out of. We're spinning our wheels. You're saying one thing, I'm saying one thing, and we're kind of going at each other. And then we say, oh, hold up.
Yeah.
Let's stop and let's pray. And then I go to the Lord and I say, Lord, help me get through this. Help us get out of this. Help us get unstuck. I'm praying to the Lord for the wisdom that I don't have.
Yes.
And I believe that he gives it.
Absolutely.
I trust him
agree.
at that. And so I think that if you think in the sense of like, okay, if somebody's done something wrong, let's go back to that adultery. Somebody's committed adultery. Now you're going to pray together. Is that going to fix the adultery? No, not going to fix
Right.
the adultery. But it can align your heart with the Lord. It can align your heart with the truth. It can align your heart with wisdom. And so where you're just seeing red and hurt and pain and you're ready to do this, this, and this, the Lord can bring you to a place of wisdom. He can bring you to a place of peace. And
then once you're there, like you said about adultery, then it's obedience to the Lord.
right.
Once you're brought back to a calm state where you're thinking clearly,
That's right.
then the obedience to the Lord.
I mean, true story. There was a young man and a young woman who this young man continually cheated on his spouse. Happened repeatedly in the time that I knew them. He cheated on her at least 3 times in the time that I knew them. The first time, she forgave him. The second time, she forgave him of her own accord. It happened a third time. And for one of the only times in my ministry, I looked at her and I said, listen, this is going to happen again. He's playing on the fact. I said this in front of him. I said, he is playing on the fact that you keep forgiving him for this. That is why he continues to keep doing this. I think that you should forgive him, but staying with him, he is obviously going to cheat on you. And they did. That we were able to come through that, and they did save their marriage. And as best as I know, it's been several years now, and he has not had another adulterous relationship. I wanted to say affair, and then I hate that word.
Yeah.
Affair.
Agree.
Sounds like it's softening.
Yeah.
And
Agree.
it's romanticizing. What somebody's done. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's a term everybody knows. So, he's not had another affair. He's not committed adultery since that I've heard of. She's not come back with it since. But, there might even be that prayer. I was saying that to say maybe it's even that prayer brings you to a place of wisdom that says, okay, wait a minute. Maybe it's that. Again, I am just saying that. I'm not saying that prayer makes everything go away.
Right.
Prayer doesn't make everything go away, but prayer aligns you with God and with his wisdom and the truth, which is in him. And the Lord can open your eyes to the truth
Yeah.
in a whole lot of ways. So,
Agree.
yeah, we got through, 7 of those or 8 of those, whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
But as always, I have really enjoyed just sitting. I don't even know sometimes why we even need themes. Why don't we just sit down and talk? I just love sitting down. It's like once we
I
get,
feel like most of our shows are like that, though.
once we just get talking, I
Yeah.
just love that. I'm
Yeah.
just like, hey, let's just talk it out.
Exactly.
Let's talk about the snowstorm. And we didn't even talk about the fireplace or skating on top of the pool.
And I want to do something fun next week. I don't know what you think. So we're doing this right here, right now. What if we did a Q&A next week? You guys have to give us your questions throughout this week,
Yeah.
and we will give you our answers. And
Just
we'll have just normal discussion.
Open-ended question?
We'll filter those questions.
No. I just mean we don't want to give. See, here's me with a theme again. We don't want a theme gives your questions
No,
about.
If you've got a question, whether it's about how we met, what would we do in this situation, whatever it is, ask us. And if you don't want to leave it in a comment because it's something like, I don't want this to be known that I mean, message me, or I don't think you can really message him. You can, but it might get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, you can message the Pastor Justin Walker page. It gets a lot of messages.
Yeah.
A lot of messages. So just
Filter, like either me or him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could. Well, I don't know that I would see that. I don't know how I would see the Happy Chaos page messages. You'd have to go to that, like intentionally go to
Instagram.
that.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can message Kelly on Instagram. If you're like, I don't know any other way.
Or Facebook.
Yeah, you could send it in you could send it in Instagram, and we'll try to keep an eye out. Make sure that we're getting those, and if we see one that we pin it or set it to the side or whatever, so that we can, make sure we get back to it in a timely fashion.
Yeah.
All right, Q&A next week. I like it. Open-ended Q&A.
Yes.
If you want to know what to do with your bird feeders, we will answer that.
If we don't know how, we'll sit here and we will Google that sucker.
Yeah. We'll do the research.
No, but for real, ask us some questions and
I mean, I love it. I love
get
that.
to know us more. I don't know. We put ourselves out here, and you guys probably know just as much about me as he does. But
I remember when Kim sent you that package, and as you were opening it, you were like, "She is really paying attention." I
Yeah.
think they know us, honey.
Yeah, they
There's not a whole lot hidden here on Happy Chaos,
for sure.
except our pants. So
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
if you weren't watching earlier, you don't understand that right now.
Yeah, and if your question is, are you wearing pants or shorts? I'm wearing shorts in this not even 10-degree weather, in this 5-degree weather.
Makeup,
But I'm inside.
earrings, hair done, cute little top, gym shorts,
Blue gym shorts.
blue gym shorts,
And
on top
fuzzy
of that.
socks. I have fuzzy socks on.
Yes, you do. At least I'm
The way you just looked at me.
At least I'm kidding. Looked at him like 1993.
Yes. That would be
Inside, all right, inside jokes don't mean a lot to everyone else.
leopard fuzzy socks.
It's 10 degrees outside, and it is nearly 10 o'clock in the morning.
And so we got to go because he has a sermon to write.
I have a whole sermon to
And
write.
we both have Bible studies to write for this Wednesday because I'm leading the women and he's leading the men.
Yep. It's been real. It's been fun.
And it's been real fun.
We'll see you all. Bye.
Love you.
Happy Chaos, that's our song. Loud